Let's make some really cute peppermint sugar cookies.
Let's see what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Max 12.
Hello everyone. These cookies look complicated, but they're actually very easy to put together. Starting off with 3/4 of a cup of butter that's at room temperature. I use salted butter. To this you add 3/4 of a cup of white granulated sugar. Beat this until just combined, not light and fluffy, just combined. Then 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of peppermint extract, and half a teaspoon of salt. And blend that until it's just combined. The reason we do just combined is because we're going to be manipulating this dough quite a bit and we don't want it to get really tough. Then you blend in 2 cups of flour until it's just combined. Then you take that dough out, form it into a log and cut it into 3 equal pieces. I weighed mine just to make sure they were about the same size, but you can eyeball that. 1 piece, get some red paste food coloring or liquid until it gets a nice shade of red. Then you're going to make this into a log shape that's about 4 inches long. Wrap this in parchment paper or plastic wrap or wax paper. Put it in the freezer for at least a half an hour. Second piece is the white piece, which you can leave that plain. Wrap that up and you're also going to freeze that for at least a half an hour. Third piece, you're going to work in 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder and then put it in a bowl, cover it, and just leave it at room temperature. Now the outside of these cookies have a coating of peppermint candies. You can use those round peppermint candies. I ground up about 3 of these candy canes in that food processor until I got pretty much a very fine powder. Now these logs have been in the freezer for about 25 minutes or so, and they're very firm. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut the log in half lengthways, and each of those halves you're going to cut again into half, so you have 4 pieces. And then you're going to take each of those pieces and cut them in half until you have 8. And you're going to cut it to make it so that it looks like little triangles or little wedges. And it's a bit tricky when you get to that last piece to try to get it straight. Try to get the pieces all the same size. And try not to cut your fingers off. So for each cookie log we're going to make, you'll need 4 whites and 4 reds. And as you can see, you're just going to reassemble the log, but with alternating red and white. And that's why it's important when you slice them that they maintain that triangle or that wedge shape. And just press them gently so that they stick together until you get 8 pieces in there. And then give it a nice squeeze to make sure all the pieces are sticking to one another. I kind of rolled it around a little bit, and make sure that that you squeeze enough so that the points of all those triangles in the center of that log are touching and there's no hole in the middle. So I just kind of went around to make sure that all those pieces were in contact with one another, and then I wrapped this up and I threw this back into the freezer. Well, I made the second one. And then once you have both of those logs, you're going to stick them together to make one big log. This is the chocolate dough that we made. You need to roll it out. It needs to be about the same length as that log, and it needs to be wide enough to wrap all the way around. Now I didn't show where I stuck the 2 pieces, the red and white pieces together, but if you look right here, that's twice as long as the ones that I showed you. So those are 2 of them stuck end to end. Just make sure that you line up the red and white stripes. And then I use the parchment paper to roll that chocolate dough around the red and white dough log. And then just seal up the edges and make sure there's no gaps. It's okay to leave the ends the way they are. And then I rolled it around just to make sure there was good adhesion between the chocolate and the white. You don't want any air pockets in there, otherwise you're going to have holes in your cookies. Then before putting this back in the freezer, you're going to coat the exterior of this cookie log with some of that peppermint candy that's been crushed. And say hello, everyone, to my camera strap, my Canadian flag camera strap, that decided that it needed to enter the video. Freeze the log for at least an hour. Then cut 1/4 inch slices. Now the reason it needs to be frozen is that when you slice these cookie slices, the circle stays nice and firm and it won't squish, so you get oval shaped cookies. Put them on a cookie sheet, a greased cookie sheet or one covered with a silicone mat, and bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 to 15 minutes. They are going to firm up. They will not get brown. The color is not going to change very much at all. Just so that when you look at them, they look like they're set, and when you touch them, they feel set. Let them cool, put them on a cooling rack, and there are your cookies. As you can see, they change very little in color when they bake, which is actually pretty awesome. Now these are basic sugar cookies for the most part. They do have a lovely peppermint flavor, and you do have a little bit of crunch of peppermint on the outside edge where those candy cane pieces are. And they're just super pretty. Now, not every single cookie that I made was nice, however. There were quite a few nice cookies, but there were some of these as well. I'd say about 1/3 of them weren't the greatest looking. You can see that there's a hole in the center for a couple of them, and in some of them, because I didn't cut those slices evenly and maybe didn't press them as well as I should have, they ended up looking a little derpy, but they still tasted delicious. I have quite a few slice and bake cookies on my channel. On your screen right now are examples of some of my favorites. Hope you give them a try for your Christmas treat platter, and thank you so much for watching.